Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through another deck that won a gym battle tournament over in Japan. But of course, just before we do go into this video, if you do like this type of content and you'd like to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, then as always be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like this video. So let's have a look at the list of today. So this was a first place list and it features this card here, Mega Zeraora EX. So 270 HP, it is a lightning type, and yeah, weak to fighting, retreat cost of 1, and has some pretty interesting attacks. So let's have a look at this first one. Thunderous Fist, so 60 times, so it does 60 times, 60 times damage for each lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. So of course, if we have more lightning energy on there, we can also get higher there. So pretty much the numbers are an infinite here as to how much damage we can do, subject to the amount of energy that you have in the deck. So, but that's the predominantly the main attack we're going to be using here. But it does have this really interesting attack here, the second one, Zeptoturn, which is 150. For 3 lightning energy there, and of course you can switch this Pokemon with the Pokemon on your bench, so pretty good in some matchups. So if you don't want to, I mean 270 for a Mega is kind of lowish. I don't know if you're against like, I don't know, an Alakazam matchup or something like that, you want to just like retreat to the bench and put just something in the active spot, maybe like a Magnemite or something like that, then it's certainly a very feasible attack there to use. So but it's predominantly this first attack here we're going to be using nonetheless. But yeah, so that's Mega Zeraora EX. So there's quite a few different variants of how you could play this deck. This was the one that I kind of liked the most of the ones that I saw. So let's have a look at the other Pokemon we have in the deck. So we've got a 3/3 line here of Magneton. So yeah, predominantly we're just using it for its ability here. So over Volt Discharge. Once during your turn, you may attach up to 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your lightning Pokemon any way that you like, and then its Pokemon is knocked out. Your opponent can see, so you can see a prize card, so your opponent takes a prize card, and which is usually not good, but there are kind of ways to make that a little bit of somewhat of an advantage, so to say. So what's a really good tactic as well, just having this in the active spot, you overvolt Discharge, and then you can just, yeah, it gets knocked out, and of course then we promote what we want to promote, so that's the idea. So yeah, just get Pokemon, or sorry, energy cards into the discard pile, and then we can just stack them onto our Mega Zeraora here, Mega Zeraora EX here, and then hit with Thunderous Fist. That's the idea. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, very aggressive as well. And the other Pokemon that we do have in deck as well, of course, is this one, Cinderace. So in testing, I've not been able to start with it just yet. I've played a decent amount of games with it and I haven't started with it once. But a lot of decks, Mega Zeraora decks, do play Cinderace in there. So, but just because you have this ability here, Explosiveness, so if this Pokemon is in your hand when you're setting up, you may put it face down in the active spot. And then of course it does have this attack here, Turbo Flare, so we can hit for 50, and you search your deck for 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon any way that you like. I've seen other variants of Mega Zeraora EX that play more Cinderace, just to kind of utilize the fact that you want to start with it, use Turbo Flare and get some energy down. You could play more if you wanted to. This one just plays just the one. Instead, I haven't really started with it, so. But that's the Pokemon line. Let's have a look at the trainer line and see how we can utilize that kind of combo between Magneton and Mega Zeraora. So of course, the obvious inclusion, let's start with the support cards first. So let's start with 3 Carmine. So if you go first, you can use this card, basically, yes, support cards, and normally we can't use support cards on your first turn. But Carmine, we can, so you discard your hand and draw 5 cards. So the reason why that's good is because we have a hefty amount of lightning energy, we get them in the discard pile, we've tried setup for our Magneton. And of course we play a support card on our first turn, so that's also pretty nice. So going second I think is probably optimal because you play for Explorer's Guidance, so one of the old ancient cards now. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and then put 2 of them into your hand, discard the others, and of course the idea being that we draw into mostly energy cards, and then we just pick up, I don't know, 1 or 2 item cards, maybe, I don't know, a Poké Pad or Ultra Ball or whatever. And then of course all the rest of the energy go into the discard pile. That's the idea anyway. So between those two, those are your main supporters in the deck. So we've also got one there, 1 Powerglass as well. So of course when this is attached at the end of your turn, we can take a basic lightning energy and attach it to our Pokemon in the active spot, which of course is our Mega Zeraora EX. And yep, so let's have a look at the other support cards, and we'll just have a look at the item cards there. So As mentioned, there are ways of kind of utilizing the fact that we're conceding prize cards. One, of course, is Acerola's Mischief here. So you can use this if your opponent has two or fewer prize cards remaining. Choose one of your Pokemon in play, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to that Pokemon by attacks from your Pokemon's or from your opponent's EX Pokemon. So if they've got 3 prize cards, what we can do is use Magneton, just knock it out, and then put them to two prize cards, and then use Acerolas, and then basically stop them being able to do any damage to your active Mega Zeraora EX by attacks of your opponent's active or your opponent's EX Pokemon. So that's one way we can kind of utilize it. Utilize the fact that we're conceding prize cards. Another card we also got, which is really, really good, and of course we can try and dig it out with maybe Pokégear, is this card here. So I think it's Canari. I think that's how you pronounce it. It could also be Canari, but I think it's Canari. So you can use this card if you discard another card from your hand, so a Lightning Energy or something like that. Search your deck for up to 4 Lightning Pokemon, and then place them into your hand and shuffle your deck afterwards, so you can search out pretty much your entire deck minus the Cinderace. So this is really, really good. Again, we can try and search it out in the early game. We've only got 1 copy, as the idea is we just want to be using things like Carmine and Explorer's Guidance, just to be able to get those energy into the discard pile. That's the idea. So, but really, really good, especially when trying to set up, and especially if we are going second as well. 3 bosses, pretty standard in there. So 3 Acerolas. This deck is more heavily focused on things like item cards in terms of being able to set up anyway. So yeah, 4 Poké Pad in there just to get out your Magnemites and Magnetons. Ultra Ball can search out anything. Of course, we ditch cards as well, which is also very, very important. So of course, we're ditching energy with this. That's the idea. 2 Special Red. Of course, as I said, when we are conceding prize cards with Magneton, what we can do is try and get them down to 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Then we can use Special Red, put them down to 3 cards. That's pretty strong. And of course, as we mentioned, 4 Pokégear as well. Stadium card, I don't know if I mentioned it, we've got 2 Prism Tower, again, ditching cards here to draw cards. That's the idea, and just knocks off their stadium cards as well. And our ace spec of choice is, of course, Hero's Cape, and this is just predominantly because our Mega Zeraora EX there has very low HP, I think quite low for a Mega Pokemon, so getting up to 330 is pretty strong. That's why I've got just the Hero's Cape in there. That's our ace spec of the deck. And then finally, energy looks a little bit like this. 13, which is very, very hefty, but kind of necessary as well. 13 basic lightning energy, and we've got 4 here. Voltaic energy there. So when this is attached to a lightning Pokemon, basically just increases the attack damage by 20. So that's the idea. So just to get those attacks even higher. This is pretty nice going, especially going second as well, because if they start with a, I don't know, like a 60 HP Pokemon or something like that, or a 70 HP Pokemon, then of course if we attach one of those, then we can hit for 80. That's pretty nice. Try and knock out something on the first turn, so pretty good. So that's the idea. Again, this was a first place list. It was, from a gym battle tournament over in Japan. Very aggressive, very straightforward, but very, very aggressive. Definitely relies on having hitting those big EXs or big Mega Pokemon in the format. But that's a theory. Anyway, let's go and put it into practice. And of course, let's play a game with it. Okay, so our opponent has chosen Tails. Let's see if they called it correctly or not. Heads, we can choose. We'll go second. That's always the optimal play. You want to first? Nope, we do not. So if we lead with Cinderace, then that's going to be very optimal. Cool. What do we want to start here with? We don't know what they're playing. That's the issue. But normally, let's start with Mega Zeraora, just to be on the safe side. Normally, what we want to do is start with. I thought Magnemite. Oh, it's okay. Wouldn't make too much of a difference, to be honest. But in fact, I think we made the right play here, because this is always a really good strategy when they're playing Pokemon with 70 HP or something along those lines. And okay, so it's Dragapult Blaziken, I think. Yeah, we can get an 80 HP knockout here, which is pretty nice. We can also Powerglass, but do 200 damage, 200, and if they hit Dragapult, 260. Okay. That's an injury next time, I think. Okay, well, I think there's options here. Well, we have options. Okay, new active. Short Badu probably. Yeah, cool, that's fine. So then, Acerola's Mischief, that might be quite clutch actually in this matchup. So that will get some knockout, that's pretty good. Explorer's Guidance, can we get some energy into this discard pile? Let's get a Magnemite there. Only one energy there, there's a bosses as well. Yeah, do we want to... Okay, so those two can go. The question is just the bosses here. For next turn, bring something I'm knocking out. I think those two are fine. Cool. Alright, yes, we do have one. We can use Powerglass there. Cool. 80 knockout. I mean, we hit a Buddy anyway, that's fine. That's always going to be a knockout. So cool, that's good. Special Red, nice. And then, don't choose an active, we'll get energy back. The next turn, we're going to hit for 180, which is pretty nice. In fact, it'll be a little bit more because we've got our. We're doing a plus 20 on top of that. So 6 of 80, 200 damage. Not bad. Not bad. But let's see, because I have a feeling this matchup, if they get a knockout, Acerola is going to be very, very clutch in this matchup because they are running EXs. So of course with Acerola, what we can do is trying to protect our Megas. That will be the idea. Cool, okay, well, they've got targets, and that's why I was kind of wondering for the bosses. Bring up the mouth, knock that out. So I think, in fact, to be honest, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. We get a knockout the next turn, that's a 70 there, and then we just need 2 EX knockouts, and then that would be a game. Cool. So we've got the knockout on the active, which is pretty nice. Special Red there, cool. Attached there. It's Explorers. Okay, so what do we need? And have got Acerola. So probably need the Acerola here just in case. Although we're not conceding price at the moment. We've got 2 Zeraoras in place, so that's fine. We don't need more. Probably then we need the Ultra Ball. In fact, we can do with this because we can ditch a card and then of course just get searchers. I think how many mag? Oh, we can't check that. Can we? Cool. 2 Magneton. Yeah, sure. I think that's going to be the play. Let's put those 2 in hand. The rest can go. Cool, okay, and then do we have any energy? We don't want to put any energy back. No, we're going to try and keep it there. In fact, let's use Thunderous. What do we want to Thunderous Fist? Going to Magneton. Oh, sorry, use Zeptoton. Going to Magneton Protect Tower Zeraora there. Can they get a knockout? I think they can. 200, those do 200 each. So, yeah, I think we just. I think we'll go 3. In fact, but we don't have any energy in hand for the next turn because this doesn't. Okay, so let's just use. Let's not overthink it too much. Just do that. Cool. In fact, Magneton might have been a good shout, but at least with Canari we can ditch the basic lightning there. Because what we really want to try and do here is utilize those Acerolas. So I mean, if this Zeraora goes down, then in fact, probably what we need to do is prioritize getting those Magnetons out. Because this is 2 prize cards, so no, we do not want to do that. Because this is 2 prize cards, the Acerola. So of course, if we they knock out a Mega and then we pop one, that puts them on 2 prize cards, which means we can Special Red them and Acerola as well. So that would be the idea of the tactic. Let's see. I think we're in an okay spot right now. Of course, if we get a bosses as well, that would be even nicer. Because now this is where we really need to take those Mega knockouts. Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. Oh, there's a boss. Okay, well, I won't do too much then. I think we'll boss that up. Yeah, knock this out. Interesting. Okay, well, just conceded. Interesting. Maybe they skipped turn and they didn't mean to. I don't know. So, nonetheless, cool. Okay, well, interesting game. Nonetheless, interesting game, but a little bit inconclusive. We can go try and play another one, and of course see how it plays out and put it into some more practice. So yeah, let's go and play another game. Okay, so let's see. They are flipping the coin. Choose heads, flipping the coin. Yep. Okay. Heads. Sure, what does that mean? They won the coin flip. They can choose. All right, let's see. We're going to go first. Okay, well, that actually works with us. That's okay with us. Cool. All right, let's. What with this combo here? I think this could work. The Voltaic energy, and then we can see. Nice. Okay, I think we can get a knockout with this. It's a nice combo. This 80. Is this Alakazam? That's the question. Fighting. Okay, interesting. So we are actually weak to fighting. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Well, that's a game. So it can happen. It can happen. But, you know, when you play the right cards, when you have the option to potentially donk, it can happen. So not bad. Not bad. But, yeah, either way, kind of disappointing to win on a donk because they're trying to play out like another second game. But it kind of gives you an idea, at least. Oh, they're playing Bastiodon. Interesting. Okay. But at least I hope with the first game is kind of enough just to play through the deck and kind of give you an idea as to the feel of the deck. But anyway, the most important thing is you have the blueprint there. You can go check it out and let me know what you think, perhaps what changes you'd make. I do think this deck struggles a little bit with Alakazam. Maybe if it does, you can play some Mist Energy in there. Who knows? You can decide for yourselves. But yeah, I mean, if you do like some content and you'd like to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card game, then as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course like this video. That would be amazing. Otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, see you all in the next one.